to another episode of 3MG TV, a music show where we play some of our favorite songs to make them your favorite songs. Now we're going to go straight to the music room. It's still snowing outside here in Arkansas, and we're going to do my favorite James Taylor song. The song is called Copperline, and it's a song about going home to James Taylor's childhood home in this case, but it should appeal to everybody. We hope you like it. Here it is.
Even the old folks never knew why they called it like they do. But I was wondering since the age of 2 down on Copperline. Copperhead, Copper Beach, copper kettle sitting side by each. A copper coil, cup of Georgia peach down on Copperline. Half a mile down from Morgan's Creek, leaning heavy on the end of the week. Hercules and a hog-nosed snake down on Copperline. We were down on Copperline. One summer night on the Copperline, slipped away past supper time. Wood smoke, moonshine, down on Copperline. One time I saw my daddy dance, saw him moving like a man in a trance. He brought it back from the war in France, down on Copperline. Branch water and tomato wine, creosote and turpentine, sour mash and new moonshine, down on Copperline. We were down on Copperline. The first kiss that ever I took, like a page from a romance book. The sky opened and the earth shook, down on Copperline. Took a fall from a windy height, I only knew how to hold on tight and pray for love enough to last all night, down on Copperline. Day breaks and a boy wakes up and the dog barks and the birds sing and the sap rises, the angels sigh. Tried to go back as if I could. We saw spec house and plywood, and tore up good, down on Copperline. It doesn't come as a surprise to me, it never touched my memories, and I'm lifted up, rising free, down on Copperline. Half a mile down from Morgan's Creek, I'm only living till the end of the week. Hercules and a hog-nosed snake, down on Copperline. We were down on Copperline. Take me down on Copperline. We were down on Copperline.
Thank you.
Did you know Copperline is actually south of Chapel Hill in North Carolina? Actually, the bridge that goes over the creek in the song, what's the name of the creek?
Morgan's Creek.
Over Morgan's Creek. There's a bridge that goes over there. It's actually named after James Taylor, called
No
the James
kidding.
Taylor Bridge. Yeah.
Well, now we know. Later in the show, we've got the pipeliner's wife herself, Chelsea Savage, but we're going to go back to the music room where Jay has more guitar tips for you.
Today's guitar tip, we'll look at articulation. Let's look at a little example first to look at the notes that we're going to use throughout the entire lesson. Notice I played each note with the pick and articulated at approximately the same volume level. Let's try it again, and this time, let's use different volumes for each note. Now let's try a different way. This time, let's try making some of the notes shorter or longer than the other ones. Now let's try making some of the notes shorter with the palm. Another way you can change articulation is by using hammer-ons and pull-offs on notes. Maybe a final way to change articulation is to bend a note into one and so as to pick it. And feel free to combine any of these techniques to come up with your own articulations. Makes the guitar sound very vocal and expressive when you use them correctly. And that's today's tip.
Articulation, very important. But now it's time for the news. And in the news, we couldn't very well do the show without talking about Kanye West and Beck at the Grammys. Kanye jumped up on stage and had some stuff to say. He didn't like who got the award. And my take on this is shame on the Grammys. I think what happened, and you can feel however you want about it, but I think that somebody saw, oh, Beck won the Grammy vote, and somebody who wanted to make good TV said, well, no one knows Beck, so let's get Kanye to come up and do his thing. That's my 2 cents on it. Shame on the Grammys, and I feel sorry for Beck. I can't imagine he didn't know. I mean, you're telling me that people give Kanye West the front row seat just so he can jump up and do this? It's silly. It's silly, Jay.
Well, they give him the front row seat because they probably think he's going to win the award, or someone he knows is going to win the award, so he's going to get to go up there with them. So, I don't know, it's kind of like poking the bear at that point.
No doubt. You've got a bit for us, huh?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube guitar lesson series. Right now I'm talking about sweep picking mainly, but I've also got some other things thrown in there and intermingled, like finger independence exercises and just miscellaneous licks and need-to-know guitar riffs. And that's continuing to build up over the next course of a couple months, or maybe even longer if I get some more interest. So.
And you can check out the link to that in the descriptions below and learn more things about guitar in addition to what we learn on our show here. And now, some stuff has happened in our favorite world, the world of sports. Your man Peyton Manning,
He's back.
He's back. He took a $4 million pay cut. Poor Manning. How is he going to afford another plane? He's going to have to ride the bus or drive a car.
Well, the $4 million pay cut is actually a bigger pay cut than you would think. Well, it's not a big pay cut for Peyton, but it saves the team a lot more than $4 million because it gets them under the cap limit. So in essence, it saves them from a exorbitant tax. So essentially, it'll save him about $20 million now that he's taking just a $4 million pay cut.
Well, let's see if $20 million can buy some hardness for that soft run D they've got. I mean, I think we know at this point that, as you know, Peyton Manning's greatness is not lost on me. But he can't be expected to score 30 points so the defense can take a nap. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That concludes our sports, and as always, we want to encourage everybody, musicians and fans alike, to get out, run and jump, climb some trees, and you'll feel better and you'll look better and things will be happy. Hopefully it won't be icy when you do it. My golf game is suffering, sir. It's suffering. Anyway. And now it's time for our guest. Now, if you've watched the last 2 episodes of our show, we had 2 epic beards in a row. Our next guest, however, does not have an epic beard. We're very glad about it. It is a YouTube sensation, which we hope to be soon. And Pipeliner's wife, Chelsea Savage.
Hey Shane, how's it going?
Super good. Super good. Now, what in the world is a pipeliner for people that don't know?
A pipeliner is somebody that works in the natural gas industry. You probably also heard of oil field workers. It's a little bit different, but for the most part, they just run natural gas and lines underneath the ground, and that's how we get the heat for our homes.
I see. And it's a it tends to be a traveling job.
Yes.
And it's a big inspiration for a lot of your music because of that time apart from your man.
Absolutely. Who likes to be away from their man? I do draw a lot of inspiration especially for the songs I've been writing lately, for the past few years, with him being gone and just feeling the emotions of missing him. And sometimes we do travel together, and sometimes we are apart.
You guys have a big Winnebago too, don't you?
A Winnebago. It is a 38-foot fifth wheel. It's a Keystone Laredo.
Well, you guys travel in style when you do.
We call that the mobile mansion.
Yeah. Well, when you don't get to go, a lot of times you're inspired to write songs like the one you're going to do today in our music room. Tell us about it.
The song is called Dragging Up, and I just wrote it about a month ago. Where I got the inspiration for this song is, when he's out there and I'm just so ready for him to come home and we miss each other. He misses the kids miss him, and sometimes we just want to pack it all up and him come home. So that's the meaning of Dragging Up.
Well, here she is doing Dragging Up in our music room, Chelsea Savage.
When his tank is on empty from the stress of this crazy world, he don't ask too much of me, and honestly he deserves more. Sometimes the strongest man I know breaks down out on the road. Even gasoline and grease don't keep some things going, and when that going gets rough, and trust me it does, sometimes I say, baby, just drag up. He says if we just had a normal life and I just had a 9 to 5, there'd be no more goodbyes, and I'd sleep next to you, darling, every night. You're the rock that I lean on, and I can't face this way of life alone. I'll always keep you tender if you just keep me tough. And I feel like dragging up. We're 1,000 miles apart, trying to plan a big birthday, and he's hoping to come home, but there's no guarantee when you're working away. And the other day it occurred to me that our last 2 anniversaries I spent at home watching TV in the dark, and he caught up on sleep in some RV park. And when that going gets rough, and trust me it does, sometimes he says, baby, just drag up. He says if we just had a normal life and I just had a 9 to 5, there'd be no more goodbyes, and I'd sleep next to you, darling, every night. You're the rock that I lean on, and I can't face this way of life alone. I'll always keep you tender if you just keep me tough. When I feel like dragging up, well, we've gone as long as we can go, and it's been months since he's seen home. This kind of work sure likes to test your love. Oh, but there's been times I'm sure glad it does. Yeah, if we'd had a normal life and never chased that old pipeline, I might take for granted the nights I get untidy. Yeah, you know we couldn't see. In 1 year's time we saw 7 states, made a new family every other month. No, we never would have ever been this tough if he had just struck up.
And that's Chelsea Savage with her song Dragging Up. Now, where can we get some Chelsea tunes?
iTunes, Amazon, pretty much any internet retailer of music.
Any of the
digital download.
Any of the online music selling robots?
Absolutely.
I stole that off of one of our previous guests.
We do not like Spotify.
You don't like Spotify? We don't care. We'll take it any way we can get it. So, you've got new projects in the works. You've got this album, Rambler, on iTunes. Can people see you play out?
Absolutely. Anywhere and around Arkansas, the South. I've been doing some stuff in Nashville over the past year. So usually, if you would just keep up with me on Facebook, then I do post whenever I do play live.
Cool. A new thing we're doing is we're putting all of the links that we can find down in the description below. So be sure to check out Chelsea and buy some of her music and watch some of her YouTube videos. They're really cool. Anyway, that's our show tonight. I want to thank Chelsea for coming, the Pipeliner's wife, and also shout out to all the pipeliners out in the oil and natural gas industry, working hard, keeping everybody warm in this cold winter that we've been having here in Arkansas. Thank you. Good night.